How's it going, guys? Coffee here. Today I wanted to do a quick recap of the patch notes to kind of cover the Cliff Notes version of it. Basically, what is the biggest winners and losers out of this, and what's going to see the biggest kind of push because of that. First things first, we start with the new hero trait, Rosa Unsullied Blade. She, as usual, with any of the new heroes, she's going to be pushed towards the forefront of what's possible for a character. They're not always pushed to be the strongest thing in the world, but they're going to be pushed to a place where they're going to have a good, smooth leveling experience and offer some new build diversity and opportunity there. For her, you are getting to build around mana. So with that being said, if you build basically either around elemental damage or around mana, you're looking at adding up all kind of her talents all together at a very, very conservative 20k mana build. You'd be looking at about 319% multi from the tree. This, if you end up actually building it out for tri-elemental, to where you end up having the Scorch effect that is occurring all the time here for this, reducing all resistances by 25, that should actually turn out to be 50% extra damage or so. So with that being said, that multi should be getting significantly higher as well. So something to keep in mind. That does put her kind of up there at the top of some of the most powerful classes out there. So she's going to be good. If you can get this new Trinity chest, it's going to be really, really good as well. So there's a lot of synergy and a lot of items that are being pushed for her. So the new Rosa, of course, is going to be in a really, really great place. They are pushing a lot of new stuff for the new focus skills here. This Mortal's Reverie, which drops from the new Steel, the Steel Netherrealm area. The boss for that drops this Mortal's Reverie necklace here, which the focus skills are being basically pushed as a replacement for the old Herald skills. With these, they are using more of a system similar to PoE 2, where they use an energy-based system, so focus speed is increasing the energy that they get, and they've added some really, really good ones with especially with the one for Thunder, so the lightning damage one and the physical damage one. Those ones appear to have the best opportunity from what I can tell. The cold damage one seems like it's going to be good on something like Gemma, where you're constantly implying frostbite or inflicting frostbite on things. It'll be a nice extra damage boost on it, and there's some nice stuff for those with special supports. So we're going to see a lot of cool stuff with focus builds. Early on, basically, they're just going to be really, really great for any builds that are playing lightning or fizz-based melee stuff. In general, they're going to be big and worth putting some points into. So they've added this solid river helmet. Basically, this, whether or not this is good or not, will depend on if Surging Inspiration ends up being possible to get on weapons or through other means. If you can get the ability to basically bump yourself to full spellburst stacks some other way, this helmet might end up being really, really crazy. So for the focuses here, as you can see again, Acuteness Focus and Thunder Focus are the ones that were pushed the most. The explosions on Flame Focus also seem pretty solid and seem okay. Again, these get really, really good when you start looking at the special supports for them. So the special support for Gemma 2, there's one that increases 60% additional damage against frozen targets, which when you're playing Gemma 2, you're constantly freezing everything for a really, really long time. The Flame Focus is getting one where it will take your crit damage as part of your damage over time for the Ignite. So what that does, that's going to end up leading to some really, really big Ignite damage or damage over time. The Thunder Focus one, again, is being pushed. It has quite a few good supports for it. The Corrosion Focus has some nice supports for it that may push it into being really, really good, but it's going to really depend on the damage numbers, that kind of what we're seeing for this. Acuteness Focus, again, is also being pushed with the special supports. And then for the mana build, for the new hero, Rosa, they're adding all the things necessary for this. So they're adding new mods for max mana, On belts and rings, they're adding a new legendary item that gives 35% additional mana. The Glacier Castrol Shield is pretty solid. They're adding memories to have... they can either roll 24% focus speed or 27% max mana. They are also adding new fates for focus speed and mana as well. So you're going to be able to push these mana numbers up to higher than anything we've ever seen before. So that'll be really, really cool. Some of the other really big things, they did end up buffing the values on Israfel, Ralph's, and Magnus Laws, which are the stacking for charges. They just buffed all these by 100%. I mean, I thought they were already really, really strong and really expensive, but apparently they're being pushed even harder, so that's really cool. Thunder Manipulator has been buffed as well, so it offers 75% additional damage for numbed as well. So as you can see the theme here, lightning damage is being pushed and buffed quite a lot in a lot of different places. Light Hunter Belt also saw a very, very big buff. It can now be used on hybrid because it doesn't convert life to energy shield anymore. It just gives you a bunch of energy shield based off of a percentage of your life. And it also has a new mod on there for just minus 30% damage taken. So that's going to be really, really big. A nice defensive layer belt. Troublemaker was buffed a little bit. You just get a little bit more attack speed for your pets. Farewell Desire was overperforming for the price of the item itself. So it's still going to be really, really good. It'll probably still be one of the best early weapons you can be using on any of these builds that are using Thunder Spike. But the gear fizz on it has been dropped by to about 75% of what it once was. So that's going to be hurt a little bit. Electric Amplifier, same thing, was overperforming. So they've made it to where it now rolls. Instead of it just always being +3 to lightning skills, it's 1 to 3. And then the additional max is from 30% additional max has been lowered to 20% additional max. But this is still going to be the best you can be using if you're playing a lightning build. So nothing really changes there. Horn Ring has been adjusted to offer more damage now, less defenses. So you're getting a little bit more out of that. Oversight was slightly nerfed, so I think it offers like 1 less skill level than it did before. Fiend Crown has lost the attack speed and the movement speed to minions. So it's a little bit of a nerf for the helm now that it does drop everywhere and it's far more common. It's still going to be like the best thing you can run early on. So it's just going to be a little bit of a adjustment. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. Void Embankment, now instead of just always dropping with 120% or 120 to all stats, has a rolling range now, so it just makes good rolls more expensive. Same with Frantic Shadow. These, again, had added roll ranges to them. King's Boon was nerfed, so the cooldown on the Reap is a minimum of 2.5 now versus instead of 1.5. Small nerf, not the end of the world. Still going to be really, really good for any of the builds that are playing damage over time. Mind Control, though, they basically removed that stuff from the game. They like halved its damage even more. Its damage was already bad. So Mind Control is in a state where they basically are pushing it to where they don't want people to play it. It seems like they are just going to fully rebuild it now, I think, because its use is going to drop down to basically nothing. So... memory, same thing. It used to have 100% chance to explode things. It's been lowered to like a very small percentage. It's basically not usable anymore. Spring Resurrection, the healing on it, instead of every time you use a skill, is now has like a limit of it like every 0.2 seconds. So still going to be a great leveling item. It's just not going to be something you're going to be using to carry yourself through God of Might in deep space or anything like that by having infinite sustain. So still good, but that's kind of lost because of this. The talent adjustments are going to be really big. There's going to be a lot of different builds that are going to either win or lose because of these changes. So the thing that's happening is, again, we're moving from 3 trees where we have 6 talents over to 4 trees where we'll only end up getting 5 talents total. And the issue with why I'm saying some builds are going to lose is currently right now you have your 3 trees, and say you had 2 different trees that each give you some of the fizz mods that you want, for example. There's going to be 4 nodes total that are all physical damage based, and these are the 4 nodes that you want. They're mentioning that they paired things up based off of like specific types. So they made a new tree for cold. They made a new tree for life. They made a new tree for lightning. So the issue is, depending on how they moved these around, if they moved all 4 of the lightning hero talents all onto lightning, and there was only 4 hero talents for lightning, but they were spread out to where you could actually get all 4, you may be going from a build that was getting all 4 of these and now can only get 1 of the 4, right? So there's going to be some builds go from 4 great talents to only being able to use 1 of those, right? So until we get the full trees, we don't actually know. But that's kind of where we're at. So it's going to be, could be great, could be bad. It's really going to see how it plays out, to see how things split out. To see if this is a nerf or a buff for a lot of different builds. So preparation with the new Rosa here seems really, really strong again with all the pushing on mana. She is this gained 1 additional max energy shield for every 50 mana consumed recently. Based off of how her kit works, you could very easily be consuming 100,000 mana recently, right? So you're going to be getting 2,000 energy shield. If this turns into a thing where you are getting this kind of as regen, where you're getting this like 500 ES regen per second, this may be really, really strong. So indifference was basically removed. It's kind of bait now. It gives you a bonus if you have 250 unused energy, then you'll get a 50% multi off of it, but that means you're giving up a lot of 6 links and other things like that. So knowledgeable has been pushed for focus skills. So this might be really cool, or might be really good. We're just gonna have to test it out to see. We don't know have the damage numbers on any of the focus skills yet, but they were showing them off in the videos and they seem to be pretty solid, so I'm looking forward to them. The big change for basically everyone is the damage scaling has been nerfed quite significantly, presuming we take the patch notes at their word. So currently right now, skills basically have a 12% multiplier on damage from levels 20 to 30, and then it goes to 8%, and now they've changed it to 8% for everything above 20 instead of above 30. So every build is basically losing quite a bit of damage. So if we look at Thunder Spike, for example, it's going from an 859% multi to 598 at level 30. So quite significant. We may feel this. We'll see. We'll have to see how builds play out, but it's hitting everyone across the board evenly, so it's just the game and what it is, so we'll have to see. All the barrage skills got completely basically dumpstered. They like nerfed these things like 10 or 15 different ways, so any barrage skill I would be weary about trying to play any of them, probably still at this point. There's a patch note here saying Erica 1's damage was bugged, and it was dealing excessive multi-strike damage. So this may be big, it may be small, we don't know. The way that they word it with if doing excessive damage makes me feel like she might be losing quite a bit of damage, so she's going to be a bit of a toss-up. She was so strong though, I think because the kit around Thunder Spike and lightning damage is so good, I don't think she's going to be bad by any stretch. I just don't think she's going to be as crazy as she was before. Yeah, last thing other than that, it seems like they added some new talent constellation points here that might be really good, based around doing some boss rushing strategies. So a lot of cool stuff for loot and for those that are just trying to do some boss rushing stuff. So yeah, I'll get more videos up here with some build guides coming up soon. I will be doing these. Post in the comments down below which build guides you'd like to see first. These are pretty much what I'm guaranteed to be doing. Here is I'll end up doing something for Erica 1, Erica 2, the new Rosa, Gemma 2, Gemma 3, and then I'll be doing something for Iris 1, Carino 2, and maybe Iris 2 as well. I'll probably end up doing Thea 3 as well, just because we did it recently, so it'll probably be pretty solid. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below, and other than that, see you in the next one.